Okay, let's move on. Here is another type of meta-discourse, which are called hedges and intensifiers. Hedges and intensifiers are employed as meta-discourse, reflecting the writer's certainty about his or her claim. When we write, a lot of time, when we put across our idea, our thought, there are degrees of certainty. We want to make our idea as assured, as certain as possible. But a lot of times, in order to establish credibility, that is, the readers can trust us with what we say, with what we write. Okay? In order to establish credibility, we have to say things, we have to make claims that are not 100% sure. Even if we are 100% sure, we have to leave some room for doubt, for other possibilities. These rooms for alternative explanations is a manifestation of good faith. The readers can trust us. We are not being that adamant, that dogmatic about the ideas we want to put across. Hedges and intensifiers, they're roughly concerns about the certainty, but they're different, a little different. Hedges, for starters, qualify your certainty. And intensifiers, as the word implies, intensifies, increases your degree of certainty. These two types of hedges, of course, can be applied to your benefit and to the reader's benefit, and make your writing scientific, objective, and well-reasoned. But if they are employed, again, excessively, they can create problem. They can at least create redundancy. In order for them to be better used, you have to balance. So here are some examples. These are common examples of hedges. Take a look, take a picture. Hedges of adverbs. Usually, sometimes, almost, apparently, perhaps, somewhat. In certain respects, these adverbs all imply, what do they imply? These hedges imply that you are certain about your idea, about your findings, about the results you achieve. But more importantly, more interestingly, you are certain with reservation. Take a look at the adverbs. Do we see 100%? Do we see absolutely? Such words as these, they all imply what? Imply being dogmatic, leaving no room for bargain, leave no room for questioning. Again, arguably, perhaps, in some respect, to a certain extent, these all sound very negotiable, let's say. They sound very negotiable at the very least. And the adjective, take a look at the adjective. Some, a certain number, many, most. Take a look at the word no, most. What does most here mean? It's not a superlative form. Most here means majority. And the verbs may, might, can, could, seem. These words are all about being not so confident, 100% sure. Okay? Appear, tend to, suggest, indicate, so on and so forth. There are good words, good adjective, good adverbs, good verbs. But, again, if they're being applied excessively, you sound mealy-mouthed. What does mealy-mouthed mean? Mealy-mouthed, anybody knows that word? Hesitant, not outspoken, not direct. In academic writing or in any type of serious formal writing, we always cherish the merit of what? Or we rather cherish the quality of a writer, the character of writer being straightforward, being direct, and being confident to some extent. Otherwise, if you're saying, I'm not sure about this and I'm not certain about that, then why should I take the trouble to read your stuff? Your writing is just useless, petty, pathetic. Take a look at the example sentence with the bold-faced words. There seems to be some suggest that certain differences possibly traceable within a sentence if one or perhaps no more than two cases of hedging appear, it is still acceptable. But within a sentence, we are seeing here 4 or 5 instances of meta-discourse of hedging. No. The writer, the author, is not being outspoken, is not being confident. This seriously affects our impression about the character and, more importantly, the credibility of the author. On the other hand, pure assertion, flatly certain, such style of writing should also be avoided theoretically. It's not good either. We can never be sure in our life, not to mention in the writing, in the idea we want to discuss in a very short piece of writing, perhaps only a few hundred words. We can never be very sure. The word is flatly certain. So if you omit those hedge words or intensifier altogether, just delete all of them, then you sound flatly certain, you sound dogmatic, you sound non-negotiable. And such are not good signs for good writing, good thinking, good reasoning. Common sense tells us there are always exceptions. Why are you so sure about this, about that? Especially if we're talking about topics, subjects on human society, human history, human world. There are not such certainties, as I said previously, over and again. Okay? And not to mention, even in the fields such as hard science, physics, biology, chemistry, mathematics, there are still room for negotiation and questioning. So this form proves that it's too assertive. This should also be avoided. And a good way to correct this, good way to revise this is, this evidence suggests that aspects of so on and so forth. With these hedge words, it sounds better. The author is more trustworthy in this way. And take a look at this. Such verbs as suggest and indicate, they can let you state a claim of which you are not 100% sure. But still, you're quite good. You're quite ready to say it. You're quite confident to propose this idea. You use indicate and suggest. Such hedge words are very helpful in here. Evidence indicates that. Data suggests that. So forth and so on. Take a look. Just like I said, even the authors who should be most confident about their ideas, such as the scientists from the field of hard sciences, they still use hedge words. Take a look at the example. The example here being an introduction about the double helix structure. Crick and, what was his name? Watson and Crick. These are the two scientists who first discovered the double helix structure of the human DNA. Right? Even for them, who are 99% sure about their discoveries, they still use such hedge words as we wish to suggest. Okay? In our opinion, we believe, so forth, appear to be. Within a paragraph, we see such hedge words over and again. Okay, this is the first type of meta-discourse. So much for the hedges. Let's take a look at the intensifiers. Intensifiers, as the word suggests, intensifiers intensify. Adverbs such as pretty, very, quiet, obviously, of course, indeed, always, so on and so forth. Adjectives such as key, central, crucial, basic, essential. Verbs show, prove, establish. It is clear and obvious that, so forth and so on. These are the most common examples, instances of intensifiers. But here, the most common form of intensifier is the absence of hedge, which means you are 100% sure about your idea, about your findings, about the results you achieved. Without hedges, take a look at the previous example again. Without the hedges, the two scientists who discovered double helix structure, they would be more concise, but also the demerit starts to surface, which is being aggressive.
We are late, sorry.
Oh, don't worry. Take a seat. Oh, no problem. Take a look at the revision of the previous paragraph. Look, if we take out, wish to suggest, if we take out in our opinion, the author here sounds more assertive, sounds more concise, of course, but the word is aggressive. This writing also has whimsy bit of sounding too certain, overconfident. So that is why we say the most common form of intensifier is the absence of hedges, the absence of the words that imply certain degrees of inconfidence. Right, the bell has rung. Take a 10 minutes break and then we'll come back in the next session and continue to talk about these hedges and intensifiers as forms of meta discourse. Okay, let's take 10.